ClearScreen Enterprise is a collection of owner-operators that work together as a team to create financial stability, work-life balance, and overall quality of life. We identified what is the most underutilized aspect of the entire industry, and that is that every truck on the road has the potential of employing up to 5 individuals. And what ClearScreen Enterprise is not the traditional carrier or independent owner. What we do is we work with the independent owner to support the carrier by managing those empty spots for that owner. And we fill it up, and instead of running at 28% efficiency, we're running at 72% efficiency of that equipment. Born in Alabama, raised in Southwest Louisiana, and my father was a truck driver. I was very familiar with the ins and outs of being a truck driver. And in fact, my father preferred that we sought other careers. I served 10 years in the United States Navy, and then after leaving the Navy, I became a restaurant manager. CSC was a vision that was given to me when I was just learning to drive a truck. But it really came to me out of my experience of being a nuclear technician for the United States Navy and a restaurant manager. And I was able to combine those to see trucking from a completely different point of view than most people. In the fall of 2005, the winds of change began to blow for me. And those winds had a name, Hurricane Rita. And once Rita was done, I was jobless, homeless, had no car. I had nothing. I got a job working for FEMA. Through working with FEMA, I came in contact with a lot of truck drivers. And I saw a different perspective and a different opportunity than what I had seen as a child. I saw a huge opportunity. Where most people see building a small trucking company, I saw a way to actually effectuate change for the entire industry. One of my most fundamental foundational parts was whoever came into the business had to be able to make a good living at the very bottom level.
Charles is one of the type of people that when you meet him, just creative and he you want to follow him. And after some time with him, you understand that there is ways of doing life that's not always the same as the traditional way. Even when you're home, you're thinking about how you're going to get miles and go down the road and make that payment on the truck. Well, when I met Charles, he said, well, you'll be able to work so many days on, and then you're going to take off and actually have a balance in life. A normal over-the-road truck driver is hardly ever home. His plan was to allow the truck driver to actually have home time and actually enjoy your family. And so as I was, the first year I had like 8, first year that I was in trucking, I had like 8 times I saw my wife. Well, after meeting Charles, I got to have, in 2 months, I was off 1 month that time. And I mean, it was good quality time, and yet I was still making money in the process of the time that I was off. And so I gained time off with still income, and it didn't stop. The next step into that was that the trucks were becoming partly mine, and so I was actually making money off of the trucks as well as being the income that I was getting from over the road.
Dan was an oil field welder, went to California, was going to school, and while we were there, he went to work for a pool builder. So he was a swimming pool contractor, and in the economic downturn at the end of 08, 9, 10, no one in California was building swimming pools. So at that point, it was like, I gotta reinvent myself. And so he got a CDL license. I never thought I'd be married to a truck driver, but that's what was on the journey of our lives. So he started driving a truck, and that first year, I think I saw Stan 8 times. One of them was like for 5 hours. One of them was like for 8 hours. He was learning. He was at the low point of the totem pole, and so
you'd have to drive like 2 hours, 100 miles one way in LA traffic.
Yeah, just to see him. So that was our beginning of trucking. I didn't like it at all. But in 2016, you were leasing your own truck by then. He was kind of in command of his own destiny at that point. But we were like still not seeing each other very often. The trucker's life is hard. I mean,
we were looking for different ways of doing things. We were trying different programs that the company we were working for offered, but we still weren't seeing each other.
But for your lease, you would start out with minus $1,400 to start your week. And then after paying your expenses, you would make money. But that means you have to stay out there a lot. So that was a lot of pressure. Even when he would come home, he was like stressed financially because he was taking that time off and he knew he had to make up for it. But when he went to work for CSE, that changed a whole lot of things for us.
When I when I started out, I had a couple goals in mind, and I needed a living, make an income, and I wanted to be able to spend some time home, and I wanted to invest some money into something that I would have a retirement. So that was my criteria of wherever I was, whether I was at home or whatever it might be. So personally, when I invested in the company 3 years ago, my investment has grown to 500% of what I invested into the company.
For years, I've wanted to open my own business, and I've had plans of it, and I just never knew how to. I never knew how to do it. And from the day that I got here, it's always been a plan, and I've always known how to go from 1 to 1,000,000, but I never knew how to go from 0 to 1. And 0 to 1 is what these guys did. This is what it did. They helped me not only with the tutelage, but they helped me find the confidence. They helped me find the persistence that I need to accomplish any dream that I could possibly have. Well, in 5 years, that's 2 different questions, because 5 years with the foundation that I was able to build off of the tutelage from everybody that I've met so far, and the energy that I have, I will be my own business owner, and this will be it will be the step that drove me in that direction. The most important thing that I can get, and the most important thing that I can communicate to anybody, is the confidence that Charles puts out. He's the lighthouse in the storm. He knows where he's going, and it's infectious. Everybody that I have known, everybody that I've seen, everybody that I've come in contact with has been more than happy to help me give me all of their expertise. And it's not like everybody going their own direction. It's everybody for the good of the one. It really is more like a musketeer than it is the Lone Ranger. So I'm proud to be a part of it. I'm proud to throw my lot in with the group to actually make that better. To actually, not make it better, to further that agenda. The most important thing, the most important opportunity that I can think of, it's not trucking itself. It's the idea of a business. It's your future and what you want to be. Any dream you can dare to dream, you can get the foundation from ClearScreen. And that's where it really comes from, because it's not just, yes, you will learn how to drive a truck. Yes, you will learn how to work your logs. Yes, you will learn how to make money. Yes, you will learn by chasing miles how to get those miles. But you will learn how to build your empire. And that's where it all starts. The most important thing that I can see that it finds the profitability. And from there, it distributes that profitability down to its lowest member. So no matter what, even if you just step into the door, you're still gonna make more money than you would in other opportunities. And that's the beautiful part about it. It not only does it reward the lowest people, but it also rewards you as you grow in your career, as you grow in your confidence. Your part is as big as you want it to be. And it takes the overall and it breaks it down to even the smallest. So it gives you that opportunity. It's similar to hitching more horses to a wagon. It's easier for all of us to pull that wagon even farther along the journey. When each person profits, everyone profits.
The trucking industry is facing a lot of problems and has been for years. From high cost of equipment to financing that equipment, retention or turnover rate, health style, work-life balance. Drivers want jobs that don't actually exist. They want that local job. And unfortunately, the local job doesn't pay. So they want a job that pays, but they want to be home. And those two don't marry. What ClearScreen Enterprise has literally been able to do is create an actual tiered level of success, that a driver can come in with no experience and actually walk up a ladder of success, and after a period of 10, 15 years, actually walk away with a residual income. One of the aspects of ClearScreen is we created a 6-tier income structure. And part of that income structure is actually being an owner. You don't have to be an owner to actually benefit from the ClearScreen model. You can be an employee and never become an owner and still make a good living and have a good work-life balance. If you become an owner and you begin to build your own legacy and your own business utilizing our model, you can build, 200 trucks is within the realm, making $9,000 a week. I came from a broken home, and our nation is suffering from a disease of divorce. And the trucking industry is plagued by it. Honestly, somebody needed to stand up and change it. Everybody recognizes that something needs to be changed, but nobody has a plan. If not me, who? It really simply comes down to relieving the driver of the responsibility of actually being required to oversee that truck to make a payment. If I bring another driver in and operate that truck when he's at home, then that truck's making money and he doesn't have the negative impact of going home. And therefore that weight is no longer over his head. And because that truck is rolling and it's making money and he has a part ownership in it, he also has an income even by not putting any effort into it. The industry reports that they've got 94% turnover rate. ClearScreen Enterprise has actually experienced a 72% retention rate. All right. So when your wives are happy, when your children see you, when you have time to get out of a stressful environment, when you have time to actually, I've had people actually report that our drivers are some of the happiest drivers they ever have a chance to interact with. Because we systematically, without fail, get them out of the truck. We keep the truck moving, and it is still there supporting the carrier. The payments are still made, but those drivers are not what's driving it.
Well, you know, it's been interesting because I feel like I know these guys. First of all, we have a quarterly meeting. They've been in our home. I've served them dinner. They play games. They get on my trampoline. So it's kind of getting to know. So when Stan will tell me, hey, I have a new student, and his name is Chris, and he's a Tennessee boy, and he is nonstop talking, then I get to meet Chris. And when I met Chris, I found that was exactly true. I feel like there's a camaraderie. He brings them to our house sometimes. I meet them up at Prime, and we have a big breakfast together. So they've done some really fun things as a group. They'll go one of those escape rooms and spend time together, building teamwork, you know, and just getting to know each other. One of the guys, Ryan, they call him Doc. Ryan knew I was a Kansas City Royal fan. So on my birthday, Ryan sent me a bag, a Kansas City bag, a purse that I can take with me. So it's like meeting them, and then I've met some of the wives. We don't get to know, not all of them are married. We don't get to know all their families, but we feel like we know each other just because as a wife, I feel like I know a lot about these guys that Stan's training and spending time, and you kind of have to build a trust. I mean, you're going to go to bed, go to sleep while this guy's going to drive you around. There's got to be kind of a trust built there. So it's been a real neat to see it not just be an employer-employee kind of relationship. We feel like it's kind of a family. Now that Stan is with CSE, there is, first, what I see in him, a camaraderie. He's not out there on his own. He's got a group of guys. They talk, they cut up, they text back and forth pictures, they make fun of each other. And when I talk to him on the phone now, he's happier, just doing his job, being out there. But the thing that I love as a wife is that I see him now. Before, if he took that time off, we paid for it. Now he comes home, he's happy, he spends time at home, we go on a vacation, we'll travel, and it's just so much better because he doesn't have that stress in his life that he's got this insurmountable amount of money that he's going to have to make up for because he took time off. So that's the thing that's been the best. We've gone to this next week, we're celebrating our 40th wedding anniversary, and he's not going to be worried about a truck payment.
And that's the most relaxing thing that I've experienced with CSE, being able to just go home and actually unwind and not worry about stuff. And
Actually be home.
I'm home, and so that has been a really relaxing thing for me.
ClearScreen Enterprise has developed a system that actually supports and makes that balance a lot more. I see the women's division of our company actually growing twice as fast as the men's division. And we've seen 40% growth in the last 3 years annually. ClearScreen Enterprise is a revolutionary concept that is brought about to actually make trucking more enjoyable and actually solve the problem. We self-impose our concepts that we will take a break and we will rest and we become more productive and we have an ability to actually increase our income without having to work harder. Then we make trucking a more safe environment and we make it a more inviting environment. When our families no longer have to suffer solitude from our choices. then the divorce rates began to decline. And when we reestablish fathers in the homes, and one of the most fundamental backbones of this country is the trucking industry. And when we solve that problem, we're going to solve a whole lot more social economic problems in this country. We start from all levels, from never having seen a truck before. Teach them how to operate the truck. But we go beyond just operating the truck. We actually teach them how to become a successful business owner, both in the trucking industry and actually how to build the principles of building their own business even beyond that. One of our criteria was that the lowest person on the totem pole needed to actually be able to make a good living at it. But we also needed a ladder of success. And to create that, we created the 6-tier income structure. Most companies pay on a mileage rate. Our mileage rate is very competitive. And then we take the additional profitability by increasing the efficiency, and we spread it out. We pay drivers to actually get off the truck and go home. We call that home time pay. Performance bonuses. Achieve certain mile marks and you get bonuses. Through ownership. The more you have an ownership, the unit that you have, and additional units, you can actually begin to create residual income. Depending on how ambitious a driver wants to be, you could build a 200 truck fleet, making $9,000 a week. Or you can build a simple 20 truck fleet and still have a 6-figure income. That's all achievable in 10 to 15 years. Hi. My name is Charles Smith, founder and CEO of ClearScreen Enterprises. And if you've been intrigued by anything you've heard today, please give me a call because I would love to have a conversation with you.